or social.
Oh. I need paper.
I do find it interesting at the top. It says this is being recorded, and it says okay or leave meeting, even while it's paused. That was throwing me for a loop last time. So
I can take them from my transfer over tomorrow or something.
It was just to write like my stats and stuff on for now, but sorry.
I'm sure you can text it.
No, I have them on my phone.
Oh.
Yeah, we kind of hashed out our stats yesterday or the day before. So
yeah, literally last week.
Was it? Yeah.
Here's that.
Ready to roll.
Okie dokie. So we'll see what kind of fun we can have in the next 2 hours. I'm thinking 9:30 might be our knockoff, but we'll see how we're doing. So who remembers what happened last time?
Let's see here.
Oh.
Sorry, it's the cord.
It bites.
What did we do? We killed that tarantula, or the drider or whatever,
and turned her head in. Yeah, it was technically 2 sessions ago, but cool. Carry on.
Oh, shit.
Yep.
We went to the seaside town, the port harbor, and met a drag queen.
Right. Yep, that's right. Met the flamboyant one that had a crush on me.
Yeah. What do you mean had? Anyway.
Has a crush.
And now we're about to go on a test run.
That's right.
Yeah, Tess has a job.
I don't like the ocean.
Yeah. And she kind of slapped you on the back, gave you a hearty chuckle, and said, "Yeah, you'll be fine," and shoved you across the gangplank onto the deck. So you guys find yourself slowly inching away from the docks. The calmness of this bay, despite the fact that it's not a bay, is impeccable. You can see straight down, probably about 100 feet. You see fish swimming around. It's fairly clear water and stupid deep for being this close to shore. You used to a few foot drop off and they have to put long piers out. This is almost a vertical straight drop. The second in command, the captain's right hand, walks over next to you and sees you nervously looking over the edge down into the water. And she goes, "Nothing to worry about, lad. We go out, we barely take a scratch. We're hard to miss, and everybody knows when we're coming," as she gestures around at the boat itself. For at this point, the sails one by one are slowly unfurling, and every one of them's a different color. They're loud, they're proud, they're riotous. You're sailing in a rainbow, basically. Each sail's a solid color. It's not like it's all striped up, but the fact that there's about 20 different sails up and no two match.
Did you show Joe the pictures?
Oh,
yeah. Go ahead. I think I sent them in group, but I don't usually get responses from her in group, so I don't know if I've got the right.
I think it's typically just the three of us that you send it to.
That was give us one.
Gotcha.
Oh, so that's the ship, basically. Although the sails on that one are striped, he's saying they're not striped, so disregard that.
This is a pretty close thing.
Yeah, we're playing our game.
Again, okay.
We'll watch it another day. Go to bed, please. Hey, door open a little bit.
Big ship. Oh wow, she's cool.
She's got a crush on me.
That's Tess.
Yeah.
She's the captain of this Rainbow Express as far as the boat goes. Even in about the first 15 minutes as you guys work your way out of harbor, you get the impression that she kind of just strolls around deck, kind of nods at stuff. And everybody more or less just works around her. She's often in the wrong place at the wrong time, and people have to, I don't know, sidestep so they're not bumping into her and stuff. She doesn't look at place on this ship, but boy, she walks like she owns it. Because let's be honest, she owns it. So as you're heading out, the first mate comes over. So Captain says this is going to be a bit of a breaking in run, something to get your feet wet. Does that sound about right?
Pretty
Prefer to
much.
stay dry, but yes, a trial one is great.
Okay, fair enough, fair enough. And she kind of gives you a wink. Well, if you need anything productive done, and she gives you a wry smile, she goes, just ask for Bronson. That's me. And I'll try to make this as smooth and dry as possible for you.
Yeah, we appreciate that.
And then she bounces off to get something else done and bark at one of the other sailors. You're starting to get the impression that more than half of this ship is some sort of either drag queen or fancy lady dressing debutante. Some of them, it's hard to tell. I mean, either it's amazing makeup or she's a little overdressed and a little over costumed, but it fits in with the crew. They're loud, they laugh uncontrollably at times. But somehow, despite the merriment, everything that needs done is getting done. It's running like a well-oiled machine. You see approximately 30 people overall on the ship. You got the captain, the first mate, and a whole lot of productive, highly efficient goofballs. They're ribbing each other. You hear them. The vocabulary is colorful beyond the ship's wildest imagination, and it's going really well. You've been out there about an hour. You finally out past the breakwater area and just starting to lose sight of land 3 or 4 miles away. And Tess finally walks up, puts her arm around Fenrir's shoulder and looks over at Ver. Well, finally getting rid of the sight of that pesky land, so now I feel like I can tell you what we're out here to do. There's a particular businessman, we'll say, who plies these waters without my permission. And while that's not wholly illegal, I frown upon it. So we're going to go have a chat with them and maybe tax them a little bit for the audacity of it all. Does any of that sound beyond your scope?
No,
Little, dare I use the word piracy is not the worst thing you've ever heard?
I mean, whatever will pay the bills, right?
Well, that's usually how I look at it, but you'd be surprised how many people don't. So I thought I'd like to lay it out on the table. I'm all about transparency. What you see is what you get. So one last little thing. I'm going to put my daughter in charge of this run. I think she's ready. So I'm going to put her in charge and you answer directly to her. And speaking of, and you see Tess kind of wave down the dock, and the cloaked figure you've been seeing hang out with Tess a couple times now slowly glides over, pulls back her hood to reveal a very slender, about 6 foot tall. She's got two-toned hair, half of it's black and half of it's white, split right down the middle. Her outfit, well, not quite what you would call drag queen outlandish, like a lot of the others on the ship, still fairly colorful, still fairly. She finishes removing the robe and lays it to the side. Tess looks at her and goes, "It's time for you to step up, Iris. I've been threatening to throw you out of the nest for a while now, and quickly introduces Iris to the two of you. She's about 6 foot tall, fairly slender.
What race?
Iris.
Oh,
Oh.
sorry.
Well, welcome to the game.
Sorry, I thought you were gonna tell her. I was like, Iris, that's a race.
I know, I was confused too. I was like, okay, apparently we're not supposed to know this race.
Nope. I was passing the baton.
I know.
Poorly, apparently, but I was passing the baton.
I'm off to a great start. Wizard,
That's your class.
right?
That's your class.
Wait, what was
Your
my-
race.
Oh wait, no, human.
Uman. Uman.
So you are the daughter of Tess? Is that what I'm hearing? Is that what I heard?
Yes.
In the fact that drag queens have a tendency to collect daughters.
Okay, so not like related.
I was about to say, like,
Not
pirates,
likely.
when they find, children and they keep
Got
them
it.
on board.
Got it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's, you very much get the impression it's an adoption type situation just for the fact that she's 6 foot tall and human, and Tess is closer to 8 foot tall and some version of Leonid. So you're not quite sure, it's, but yes.
Okay. So human. All right, got it.
Should I resend them that picture that I found?
Go for it. Share and share alike.
Which one is it? That one that you guys were?
Whichever. Yeah, the all chat.
Yeah.
Can't find it. I've got it saved too. So
Yeah, I got it.
Cool.
Just lost the 4th of July pictures.
but of course.
Okay.
I finally went through and made albums so that I can actually, filter, because my phone's still got a bunch of pictures from you guys' wedding in it. So, I mean,
Oh.
Damn.
right? When you have that much space and you don't
That's cool.
use much, it's not a big deal, especially with albums.
It's true.
I can
She's
dig it.
cute.
No.
Oh, yeah, that's Andrea's character.
So Tess turns and looks at you, Iris.
Oh, I love that.
And you remember mine, right?
Tess looks at me.
She looks
Okay.
at you. So last time we tried to do this, you kind of threw a fit. Are we going to have an issue, dear?
Might need to throw up for a bit, but I think I'll be able to handle it.
She gestures at the railing, says more than one have used it for that exact purpose. Hold on tight, heave your guts out. It shouldn't be too long. I'm expecting to come across them anytime in the next hour, so work it out of your system. And with a jaunty, prance almost, she heads on down the deck, leaving you standing in front of Fenrir and Ver. Fenrir's about your height, maybe a hair taller. Ver, 5 foot, fairly diminutive little thing. But unlike Fenrir, Ver seems fairly stable-footed on this deck. Fenrir might join you at the rail throwing up.
I've rolled 2 18s for my constitution so far, so I'm good right
Hold in
now.
there. And the seas are pretty calm. It's about a DC 10 to pass it right now.
That's exactly what I had in my head.
Yeah,
Wait,
all good.
Should I roll then to see if mine is?
Yours wouldn't be Constitution. Yours would either be Charisma or Intelligence. Are you smart enough to realize you've got this, or are you confident enough to realize you have this? And the DC on that will be a 14.
I guess it's more I have lots of jitters since Tess did this, so I'm nauseous about that.
Yeah, so
Or
yeah, that would be a self-confidence thing.
So you can either roll one of
I'd
those
go
ones.
Constitution or Charisma. See if see if you can talk yourself into it.
Pick one of those. Good roll.
19.
So for a minute, Tess's confidence in you seems to be bolstering your own. You're like, well, I guess if she says so. We'll check again when the boat shows up. For you get real early in the next hour. You hear somebody from the crow's nest up top. Captain, pretty sure I see our target on the horizon. Are we gonna do anything fancy here? Or are we just gonna roll up and smile? See Tess think about it for a minute, turns and looks over at Iris and goes, "It's your show. Flash or something a little more boring for your first outing, or some mix thereof. Don't let me stifle you." And leans back up against the main mast, just being patient.
Kind of. Are they both behind us, or are they kind of on the side of us? Finier and.
You three are kind of standing in a triangle, and at this point you've turned and looked over. All three of you are looking over towards the main mast, which is a good 15-20 feet away. So
I kind of look at them and be like, well, what do you guys think?
I'm just here to make some money.
Say the bigger the show, the better.
Oh gosh, guys, I don't know.
you see a smirk crawling across Tessa's face. He rubs his chin a little bit.
I guess let's go.
With some flair, or
Maybe settle down with a flare. Let's just get there and then see what happens.
Tess nods her head, looks up. Call it out as we hit the mile mark, sir. And he wanders back up by the wheelhouse. Iris, you planning on running this from the back lines or the front? You find Tess asking from about halfway up the stairs. In other words, we're going to board her. It's pretty standard. Are you staying on our ship, or are you crossing over into unknown territory?
Are they coming? Like they're gonna go?
You tell us.
that's pretty much why we're
You
here.
guys can lead the way, and I'll be right behind you.
Tess nods again and heads up to the wheelhouse. Looks out on the horizon in the distance that the person in the crow's nest has indicated. You can see just a speck on the horizon. Hear somebody shout out, 20 minutes. Sure enough, about 15 minutes later, you've got a gorgeous view of this ship. The first thing you notice is its sails are all furled, all wrapped up, tied down. She's just sitting. She's not moving hardly at all. Little bob in the water, the light fleck of current. But
Pull out my pan flutes as we're starting to get close and start playing this ominous tune with a dun dun dun.
Take an inspiration point for that one. That was great. Or an inspiration die. So
We get an inspiration die?
she does.
Oh, she does. Okay.
You can earn them for doing crazy weird shit anytime you want to. You just kind of throw crazy weird out there, and if it hits me good, I like to reward good role play with an inspiration die, which basically means you get a free D20 to use pretty much anywhere you want before I tell you whether it succeeds or not.
Shit. All right.
It's kind of like walking advantage in my world.
Very cool.
It's a little overpowered, but boy, from what I understand, it really helps motivate things like I pull out my pan flutes and start playing dun dun. Put the flavor in. I'll reward you all day long for good flavor. But not all of it,
Did you really mean a D20 or a D6 to add to a D20 roll?
I mean a full-on D20. It's just a couple of you. You can use all the advantages you can get right now. So basically, it's an advantage die to put where you want it, put where you need it. To keep in mind, I don't carry advantage dice over unless the combat carries over to next week type move. But as long as you're in the same day's campaign, it's yours to use. And if you use it and you get another one, you can only have one, but you can use it, get another, and then you can use it and get another. And so don't feel like hoarding them's a good idea. either. But there will be those moments.
Did you hear what Andrew did?
No, I was in the room trying to get him to go to bed.
She pulled out her flute and started playing it. Dun-dun.
Tess comes down from the wheelhouse, and all along the railing, port side, you see sailors starting to grab hooks on ropes, and you see planks that are battened to the edge, starting to be loosed, and they're boarding planks. What you see happening is coming along real smoothly. Any special instructions, Iris?
So we're gonna be boarding another ship, meaning that we'll
Yep,
have
you're rolling up on boat number 2.
we'll have what is it?
The planks.
Like plank?
That's,
Yeah.
And you see deckhands all over starting to ready things like grappling hooks and that. Things seem to be going efficiently. Is there anything you want to interfere with, or are you just going to let the flow happen?
Pretty much when I say green light, go.
Cool.
At that, I'll shoulder my axe and walk right over to one of the planks and get ready to be one of the first to cross.
You step up next to these 3 sailors who pulled this hefty plank loose, and one of them glances over from watching out at sea, glances over his shoulder back up at you, and he's kind of crouched behind the rail just in case they start shooting or something. And his eyes go up and up and up, and he finally catches eye contact with you as you loom over this smaller human, and you hear him audibly gulp. Then he turns his head back over the railing. You hear him mumble something to the guy next to him about, glad he's on our side. And then he focuses over the rail, and slowly but surely your ship nudges right up. I mean, just gracefully, thunk. And as soon as they touch, you can look down and there's like bumpers that have been hung. They're called fenders. A lot of people use old tires. It's awesome. But they hang them out there. And as soon as that bump happens, the ropes and the grappling hooks fly over, and the ropes are pulled and they're tied in tight. About 8 ropes holding the 2 ships together, and 4 gangplanks are thrown from one rail to the other. So there's almost just a bridge. No handrails, don't mind me, but you're across.
We all hop up on the planks. I give us all inspiration.
Okay. And then you give the dungeon master share screen powers, because they're activated form of pictures. I want to. Hello, Putty Tat. Bam.
Oh, why did you do that? No.
Because he wants his toy.
Yeah, but
Joe, you have an inspiration die, which means you can add a 1d6 to any d20 roll that you need.
You can either pick some out of the bag, pick one out of the bag, or pick one of those.
It can be added to a save or to an attack.
Oh, your bardic inspiration.
Mhm.
Gotcha. So we're going to imagine the ships are a little closer together for the purposes of all this.
So if you roll, like let's say you want to attack, and you roll like I roll an 8, I'm like, oh, that's not gonna be good enough to hit. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna use my inspiration die. So right now we have 1 inspiration die from her being a bard. You can roll that and
so it
add
doesn't
that to
matter
your
what
roll.
you have under.
No, it's just on you can use it for saves or like attacks, right?
Yeah, that's what she said.
Yeah. So like if it's a save, like let's say it's a dexterity save, and you roll for dexterity, and you're like, oh crap, no, then you can roll.
Okay, got it.
But you only get to use it once until you get it again.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm. I will. Chill, bud.
Here, I gotta find you guys' miniatures, and that one will
Wait, did I say
be that will be the JoJo.
Did you?
Did I say green light?
I heard somebody say they jumped up onto the gangplank, but at this point the gangplanks are just hitting the deck. Hey, that one's even a pirate. I'm gonna use him. Okay. But yeah, I think we're kind of just paused while I set up the battle scenario here. Why
Oh,
am I
You're off the iPad, bro.
freaking blind here?
Give me the iPad.
You're going to be this character for today, and you are going to be this character for today. Cool. You said you were going behind, and then bloop, 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 bloop. Oh, that's a double. No doubles. He's not that tall. He's not dead. Sit right side up. And then I've got okay. So the two ships bump together, the gangplanks are thrown across, which are just out here in the blue somewhere. And as the gangplanks hit, you hear there play a bit of quick melody that gives you another boost of confidence. Iris, I'm going to need you to roll me another one of those charisma checks and see how we're doing now that you're face to face with a ship. Got a DC 15 on this one. It'd be higher, but you only see one person standing on deck, and he's just standing there.
Hey.
No,
Oh, you moved it.
it was a 13. Yeah, 13.
What's your plus on your charisma for your modifier? Do we know?
Plus 2,
+2 and +1.
so +3. So
Well, okay, those numbers are directly to her stat, her base foundation stat.
Okay, so then
So grand total that up is a what?
oh, so it'd be 15, 16. So that's a +3.
yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
So 16 total.
yeah, 16.
You got to chew it back a little bit because you threw up a little in your mouth before you say green light, but you're holding in there. You're shaking a little, but you're holding in there. So, yeah, your call.
I kind of peek like between them.
Yep.
And then do it like questionably, like green light.
And at green light, I'll start walking across the plank.
You stride forth a little bit nervous, for you're just fully exposed out here. No shots are fired. Barely a sound is made. The one gentleman here is the only one you can see. You can't see any of this. You see,
Follow Fenrir across.
okay. You guys going all the way onto the boat, or you stopping on the gangplank?
I'm gonna go ahead and actually board the boat.
There?
Stop on the gangplank.
Cool. You guys are almost the same height now. The gentleman standing there, even with your passive perception, you can tell he's shaking like a leaf. Just cold sweat running down his face. He's a schmarmy little bastard. His weak little voice goes, "Welcome, welcome aboard the hi."
Captain Tess would like to have a word with you.
With me? Why?
Are you the captain?
No, ma'am. I'm the ship's bosun. I just make sure there's enough food on board for everybody so they can eat. And yeah. The captain, he's over there, and he points over. And this gentleman here is the captain. He's a little hard to see on the screen. What you actually see is another Leonid of rather large scale, tied upside down to the railings of the upper wheelhouse. So his feet are up above the railing. He's tied. He's lashed. He's got a blindfold on and earplugs jammed in.
Why is your captain like that?
Um, see, he wanted to resist when you guys came. We saw you guys come in, and he wanted to. He told us we were going to need to fight you guys, and well, the crew decided they'd rather not. So we incapacitated him.
Do you mind if we carry him over to Tessa's ship?
I don't know that we're ready to. What's Tess going to do to him? Do you know? We don't want him hurt. We just thought he had a really awful idea, because frankly,
my understanding is that she just wants a word with him.
and you see the bosun kind of lean over and look down through the cargo opening, and down below you get a glimpse of bodies, not dead ones, just people. I'll wait for Joe to get back since she's the one driving this boat. Sort of.
I was just gonna turn to her and ask, so I'm waiting too.
Time for a bump off the bong. And maybe a shot.
Mhm. I would hit mine, but it's in the garage. Just go get in bed, both of you. You're both about to get in trouble. You guys do this every night.
Give him points for consistency and determination.
Yeah.
And I think they call that perseverance.
I wish they would pick, things that are worthwhile to do it for.
But see, they've got to learn where the line is. And to learn where the line is, sometimes you have to step across it.
Oh yeah, trust me, they know where
it's
the
enough.
line.
It's enough to drive you dingbatty.
Yeah.
But the next 10 years is going to go real fast, and then you're going to wonder if they're ever coming home again.
Oh, I know. Yeah, no, my patience level's gotten better. It's not, I have my days where they just drive me nuts, but there's
As long
not
as you just acknowledge that it's driving you nuts and not doing any real harm. Yeah, that's cool.
Exactly. And that's where, there's none of the crazy yelling and stuff no more. That's
awesome.
Well, until they start going crazy, and then Joe gets mad.
Well, yeah, but that's the cool thing about it, because you almost have a little bit of the good cop, bad cop in every relationship, in that when the good cop puts their foot down, okay, now I really need to listen. Shit.
Yeah.
Which is real often, fuck, mom's yelling at me. I'm doomed. Yeah.
I need to go help her.
Yep.
This one's bad.
Yep. Almost time for a cough drop. Got the tickle going. Okay. No, I wasn't supposed to do those in yellow. Quick color swap, because I need the yellows for something else. So we will go. Cool.
All right. Goodness.
Crazy children.
When it's one, then it turns to both.
Well, yeah. That's the best part about siblings. They get to teach each other really awful habits.
Yeah.
But they
Not the
also
good
get to teach
bad
each other how
ones.
to put up with the world. So
Yeah. All right.
I'm playing with my Legos. Anywho,
Do you,
Actually, there's a Bible on the counter.
and just so you have a half an idea what you're looking at, this boat's approximately stem to stern 100 feet long and 30 feet wide, and they're both about the same size.
Okay.
Because I'm cheating, but yeah,
And
just so you have an idea.
And we
Is it-
all already crossed over.
Fenrir made it all the way to the far deck. Ver is at the end of the gangplank on that side, and I haven't heard that you moved yet, so you're still kind of back on the boat behind them. But it's been all of 20 seconds at this point, so
Okay.
if you would like to join the party on the gangplank or even push by, it's a pretty good size. You could step past. It's not like it's, you know, a 2x4 you're walking across.
Yeah. I'm gonna walk over, but I'm gonna kind of be like, don't look down, don't look down, don't look down.
You
Yeah.
are you going all the way to the deck, or are you stopping like up there with Ver?
Yeah.
Which one?
I'm gonna stop where was that bear?
Ver. Okay. So you guys are most of the way across, and you show up as a conversation is being conducted where the hesitant bosun here is very that's the captain over there, and he's tied to the railing, and Fenrir asks why is he tied up, or when he asked why is he tied up, so the bosun was like, well, he was gonna like try to fight you guys off, and the crew thought that was a really bad idea, so it's not like we're gonna mutiny. We just took him out of the voting pool until you're done here, and now we'll wait for Mike to get back so we're all on the same page.
Okay.
But you're caught up.
Yep.
Cool.
I asked if we could take him over to the other ship,
That's right.
to Tessa's ship, and they're hesitant, and they don't want him to be hurt. And I said Tess wanted a word with them. Is that correct, Iris?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay. Iris, roll me a persuasion check. How convincing were you?
persuasion will be under charisma as well.
Charisma.
Plus
Correct.
3.
Okay. 17.
17. Nice. For the first time during this conversation, Iris, your confirmation that it's, hey, we just want to talk, goes over pretty well. You see him finally, the sweat's still beating up on his skin, but he's not actively like shaking like a leaf. And he steps over and looks over the edge into the hold down below, and you get a glimpse of, you imagine the rest of the crew sitting down in the hold, just patient. Their hands are crossed. They're sidetracked still. Has to give them a minute.
So this 3 apples.
Yes. Yep. Speed cut. Took me all of about a minute to cut all 3 of those up. So
Went with the bigger bag because it says that for traveling I can have apples instead of berries.
okay. Is that all apples or just green?
Just in place of berries. No, just green. Green apples.
Brush like that, I could eat green apples all day. So that's why I got good at cutting them off the core. So you guys look down into the hold, and pretty much the entire crew seems to be sitting down there, either cross-legged or lounging. They seem really relaxed. They seem really like, hey, here we are. Their hands are crossed with, I'm going to say, 4 exceptions. Down at the far end, Fenrir, you're far enough to notice that 4 of them seem to be tied up and gagged also. But
And that would be the white ones?
correct,
Okay.
way up in the nose of the boat. These are more representative. Like I said, there's probably 30 people per boat, but if I put that many Legos on, we're going to have a crowd, especially soon. But subtle, I know. But the bosun leans over, and a couple of the people down there give a thumbs up, and someone else looks around, and seems like they take a quick consensus. And finally, we'll risk it, comes up from the hold. The bosun goes, oh, okay. So yeah, and I ma'am, and he looks at Iris, because at this point he's figured out you're kind of the voice of this operation. So, are we leaving him with you, or do we get him back sometime soon? It comes across as an absolute question.
I believe we just need to speak with him and then he'll be all yours.
Okay. So the bosun goes over and slowly starts untying the knots that are holding the captain there. But his hands are shaking so bad. You almost think he might be tying them tighter if he wasn't trying so goddamn hard. But he's working at it.
Walk over and just deftly untie him.
Okay. You kind of buddy bump the bosun out of the way and just like you do knots all day, because, well, for long summer you sat and tied knots like a champion just because you were bored.
Rear, can you come carry him, please?
I'll walk over and throw him over my shoulder.
He's a big boy. I'm going to need you to make an actual strength check on that one.
Um, 11.
Okay. He's on your shoulder, and you're pretty sure you can get into the other boat, but you're probably going to want to put some liniment on your lower back later, because you're pretty sure you felt something twinge. Yeah, but he's up there.
All right.
Is he still awake, or is he still out?
He's got a harumph that comes out of him, but between the gag and the blindfold, he's either awake and just not really struggling, or unconscious. You're not 100% sure. So, but you've got the captain now.
I'll turn around and lug his ass over the gangplank.
Are the people on the gangplank going to move?
Down to get out of his way.
Okay. Iris,
I'm gonna go ahead and walk back over.
back to the boat. Sweet.
And then,
You
but
hop
while I'm walking back over, like turn around and be like, okay, guys, we'll be right back.
Yeah.
Just hang.
Just 1 minute.
One of those like, and we'll be right back.
Yeah, like that.
And we're going to roll me a dexterity and a strength check, Fender.
Oh,
Start with
dexterity.
Start with the dex.
That'd be a 3.
Okay. So you hop up onto the gangplank holding this, about 500-pound dude on your shoulder, and you start to tip. You're like, whoa, whoa. Let's see if you got a strength pull to bring yourself back on balance.
There's a good roll. That's a 21.
You almost do a spin twist and take a knee, lowering your center of gravity. You're looking the wrong way at this point, but you see Vera in front of you. She's looking right at you like, what the hell are you doing?
Sorry, I lost my footing. I'll try to stand back up with him.
That's easy enough. You got your
Okay.
balance back. That strength check was more than enough.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
I'll head.
And you work your way the rest of the way across, and you dump the captain in Tessa's quarters, and the captain, that captain and Tess disappear below decks. Is anybody planning on infiltrating this meeting, or are they going to get to have a channel by themselves?
It's none of my business, so I'll just stand outside the door and wait for him to
Okay.
back out.
Iris? There's plenty of other things you can do. Just curious if you're going to intervene in this conversation or if it's incognito.
I'm gonna go over there and poke him and be like, you okay, mister?
Who are you poking?
The captain.
The one you guys just absconded?
Yeah.
So you're
Because
going
we
to
don't
go.
know if he's like fully awake, so I'm making sure.
Yep.
Test him down into the court.
Oh, I thought he was. Okay, I thought we put him up deck, and I have to go get Tess.
No, it took him right into Tessa's cabin and basically dropped him on the table in the middle of Tessa's
Okay.
captain's room. And Tessa's in there. I'm just trying to figure out if anybody else is going to be in that room or if it's going to be the two captains under the same roof and just happens.
So we're all outside then, right?
Yeah,
So
you were next to.
I'm gonna
Okay.
kind of be all confident, like, all right, well, she put me in charge, so go do whatever you guys gotta do until then, and then I'm gonna act cocky and kind of go to the door, but it's gonna be locked.
Okay, you guys go do whatever it is you guys do. Was that a message to the crew, or are you like
Just
get
to
them
those-
boys?
Just to those two, because Tess said I was in charge of them.
Okay,
Yep, and I'll just stand there and kind of lean on my axe and wait.
so Ver, you are.
I'm still on the enemy ship. I'm sitting on the end of the plank and watching the bosun.
The bosun reaches slowly, very blatantly, inside his tunic and pulls out an envelope, fairly thick, tied shut with ribbon. A lot like a manila envelope. It's got those two buttons that they tie a string around. And he slowly extends it towards you. To make this as painless as possible, I was wondering if we could negotiate the plundering.
Just one moment.
Okay. And he pulls the envelope back next to his chest and holds it preciously.
I wander about 3/4 of the way back on the plank. Hey, Iris,
Huh?
He's
What?
about
Yeah.
10. You guys are about 10 feet apart.
can you come here, please? I don't want to yell.
Oh, sure. Like,
Okay.
walk over.
You hop up onto the gangplank with her, so you guys are kind of walking the plank from the opposite directions and having a powwow in the middle. Ah, come on. Okay.
Want to negotiate the plundering? Can I do that while Tess is busy? Should I do that?
And then I kind of whisper, what does that mean exactly?
That they're willing to let us just take part of their cargo.
Oh, that sounds like good news.
Do you want to negotiate or do you want me to?
That would be you, not me. That's not my job.
Not my job either, but I like free shit. Okay. So I turn around and go back.
I hope you can all see me applauding over here, by the way. This is
Oh yeah.
this is gold. You get back across the gangway. Iris, you gonna hang out on the gangplank or are you gonna hop back on the boat? Cool either way. Just wonder what you want to do.
I'm gonna go back over to what's your name?
Fenrir.
Fenrir. And I'm gonna be like, she might need your help in a second.
I don't think she needs my help. And
So I look at him and I say, we're happy to negotiate.
Okay. First of all, Fenrir, considerations, you could get to from where you're at to decapitating the bosun in 1 round. No ifs,
Okay.
ands, or buts.
Okay.
You also understand that this bosun probably has maybe 4 hit points. Just because you've seen Shmi from the movie Hook.
Yeah.
A little bit like that, but doughier. He's kind of plump. Being the quartermaster and the bosun that kind of keeps track of stocks, he knows where all the goodies and the munchies
Oh,
are, and he doesn't mind. You can tell. But okay, there you step up to this bosun, still holding his envelope, sweating again profusely. Well,
we'd love to negotiate. So I hold my hand out for the packet.
shaking like a leaf to where he almost drops it, and you manage to more or less catch it as he does, is a pouch that, upon quick inspection, looks like their entire ledger of what they have as far as crew, cargo, and valuables. It lists cash on hand, it lists X number of barrels of this and so many crates of that, and crew members and what their names are. Few of the crew members have special notations next to them, like family or port of call. It looks like a pretty extensive.
Okay. What type of cargo are they carrying?
A lot of mercantile textile type. There's furs, there's linens, there's cottons, there's fabric that has been processed into bolts. There is no finished goods per se. It's a lot of bulk goods. Absolutely valuable, but absolutely bulky or heavy. There's iron bars that aren't very big, but look, they're heavy. But you also have technically 2 crews that, put to proper use, might be something you could.
Can I tell offhand with my family history what I think would be the more profitable?
Oh,
But-
you could absolutely cherry pick, and if you had any doubts, I'm sure Tess would be happy to be like, oh, that, and that.
Okay.
Tess is a little preoccupied, but nobody said you guys are in a hurry either. You get
Okay,
to
so I look at the guy and say, we take 70, you keep 30.
He does throw up. He those words pop out of your mouth, and he turns, and he doesn't even make it overboard. This is a professional sailor who turns and just yaks on the deck right there. 2 steps and it would have been overboard. He didn't have it in him. It was coming out now. He slowly stands back up, and you didn't think it possible, but he's turned a whiter shade of pale. He is just damn.
60-40.
He bends over and puts his hands on his knees. Take a couple deep breaths. You hear him breathing heavy, and he finally stands up. Is there a chance, even an iota of a chance, that you could fall at 50-50? And he literally slumps to his knees as the 50-50 falls out of his mouth, his hands on the deck, like he's praying to you almost. But you read it as he's just physically incapable of standing anymore. His legs gave up. He's just. Nobody's threatened this man with any sort of violence, and he's just done.
Done.
Now, as for the clause on page 17, and you realize page 17 is the last page, and it specifically lays out payment in blood in order to make it seem, or at least read, we tried. We gave up early, but we put up a stink. The idea of this clause is they're offering you, according to what's written here, up to and including 4 of the crew to slay. No ifs, ands, or buts. We're talking murder here. They're tied up, they're gagged, they're blindfolded. They're offering you up to 4 sacrifices. And with the wording of the paper, it has everything to do with plausible deniability for the captain that Tess is currently talking to. This is so when they get to port and half their shit's missing, they can be like, we tried, 4 people died, but we saved half of it and repelled the boarders. What it does is take all risk out of your world. You will not suffer a single scratch unless you hurt yourself moving the cargo. And we offer up flesh as a form of proof. If we don't come back with wounded, at least, nobody's going to believe we tried. And there's powerful consequences for that. And you see him sway, even down on his hands and knees, you see him visibly sway. And he finally sits up with his hands on his hips, still kneeling, just focusing on breathing in and out, slow.
Don't have to actually be murdered. They can just be wounded.
We need to make it sellable. And I can't tell you what that looks like. I can't be responsible. I feel
Can I hear them from where I'm at?
loosely, the details are iffy, but you get the idea that the general idea they're offering up physical body sacrifices, because if they don't, they're fucked.
Okay.
Hmm. Or that you don't like. What's with the tied up ones down there?
Well, you hit the nail on the head. The question's rhetorical by your own question. Those, if it appeases you, and he has reached the Egyptian bowing to Ra as if they were face to face. And if you were to ask him to cut his own eyeballs out, he'd figure it out and be pleased to do so. Level of groveling. So if it appeases you, these 4 souls, as a consensus, would be the least missed. One of them's more easiest to replace, but it avoids sensitive and critical personnel. Like, specifically, we left the cook out of the offerings because, let's be honest, you know as well as I do, a ship runs on its stomach, and if we don't have a good cook, we're screwed. But
Okay. Let
uh,
me go back and confirm this offer.
okay.
Confirm this negotiation, and I'll be right back.
And he slumps forward. As you turn to leave, you hear his forehead hit the deck. Just thud. Either he's taken a timeout or he's passed out. You're not sure, but either way, he's face first on the deck, just kind of sprawled, still kneeling. And you
Okay, I
cross
go back
across?
to Iris.
Okay.
And Fenrir. Is Fenrir there?
Oh yeah, you guys buddy up.
Okay. So we've agreed to a negotiation of 50-50%,
Uh-huh.
but we have to kill 4 of their guys for it.
We gotta kill 4 guys.
Well, I
Yeah, I'm
can't
gonna
do-
say, as far as role playing goes, you heard the conversation and the offer. She brought you something distinctly different. Please try to understand what you are offered by the bard right now is all you know.
We gotta kill 4 guys for.
Okay, they said we could injure, but we have to make it look really believable.
I mean, I can beat the shit out of a few dudes. That's no problem.
Let's not be. We're not the bad guys. Why don't we wait?
And if they're telling us we gotta do it, that's not making us the bad guys.
Tess is talking to the captain. Shouldn't we wait to see what they have to say first before we take action? And then
Somehow, all of a sudden, Iris seems like the voice of reason and caution in this group. This seems awkward. Carry on. Beautiful, by the way. Don't get me wrong. I am so entertained right now. Carry on.
Right, do
I-
you feel up to interrupting Tess?
I mean, I can go over to the door and see if they'll answer. I don't think we should make any trouble yet. I just thought we were getting free stuff out of this, and it sounded like fun.
That's not typically how things
it's-
work there,
now
darling.
it's getting dangerous, and I'm scared. So I'm gonna go and see if Tess is able
So
to.
you go over to the captain's cabin door.
I'm gonna go knock or whatever.
Okay. You walk over and knock. What kind of are you knocking with authority or more inquisitive? Are you tapping
gonna go with
or
I'm gonna go over. I'll be like, Tess. I mean, Tess. I need
Okay.
you.
Okay. Nothing. You hear voices inside. No sign of response.
I'm gonna walk back over and be like, I don't know, guys. I
At that, I'm gonna kind of like nudge her out of the way, and I'm gonna go over there and give it a good like.
Yes. The door almost the first 2 thumps hit and the third one goes in and just grazes because the door flies open. I was coming. What? You hear the baritone in Tessa's voice, unlike any. It's been low this whole time. This has got some like damn low
and
to
then
it.
I'm gonna be behind them. And I'll be like, oh, hey, Tess.
Okay.
So they got some news they'd like to share with you, and I just thought we'd talk about it before something happened.
You see Tess just like almost hyperventilating in front of you, but seems to be angry. Iris specifically, you glance through the doorway and you see the other captain who is now tied to a chair and looks like ground hamburger, just beat. You notice the captain's knuckles are just dripping, tore up also. It seems like Tess has been using the other captain as a punching bag.
I kind of go like whisper in their ears. I'll be like, guys, I think this was a bad idea.
Do I see that too?
Roll me a perception check. You're not as in line of sight, but let's see what you come up with.
Hey yo. That is a 8.
You notice the captain's knuckles are a little bloodied, but it might have been that way before too.
And then I'll be like, they got some news, so figured they'll tell you. And I kind of like back away slowly.
At this point, Tess looks at the 2 of you. Says, well, right in the middle of something. Get on with it. You've already interrupted.
I'll let you explain the details of that one, Bear.
Okay, I explained to Tess really quick my negotiation skills.
She leans back and kind of strokes her chin. The rage almost fades for a minute as just the sheer thought process invades. Well, I guess I'm going to leave this up to Iris's discretion, and slams the door.
Well, that went well, guys.
Rear, let's go beat him up. And can you make sure you take an arm or a leg off of somebody?
Sure.
If you find anything cool, I'd like a piece of it. Just saying. You guys go have fun.
Okay. So we go back across.
Okay. And Iris is staying put.
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and put you next to the gangplank so you can kind of see what's going on. You guys go back across. I'm going to switch you guys around too, since you've been the spokesperson. And you get back to the bosun. And he looks at you, big-eyed, crease between his forehead, eyebrows on his forehead, looking at you just like, well,
Does the captain count as one of the four?
we'd rather not.
Okay.
Oh,
Just-
all
I
right.
mean, we're only talking bloodied, though. We're not talking has to be killed.
Well, up to and including. Up to and including.
And who am I kicking the shit out of?
Slowly down below, you hear a mousy little voice go, "Them."
Do I
in the hole.
see any?
You look down in the hole, and you see somebody gotta be about 4'9", 75 pounds, hasn't eaten a complete meal in his entire existence. But you can tell the muscle he had is whipcord strong. He's scrawny, but he might give you a run for your money in a real pinch. And he's pointing towards the bow of the ship where 4 individuals are bound and blindfolded, and there's plugs sticking in their ears so they can't hear what's going on.
So they've been brought up now?
No, they're still down in the hold.
They're still down. Okay.
And
Can somebody bring them up to us, please?
Rather rapidly, a portion of the crew down below helps to bring one each. They bring, rest of the crew stays down below, all meek and mild. But these 4 bring up the 4 in white up onto the main deck and line them up in front of you. They're almost holding him in place. And frankly, if you get the impression that if you asked, they would.
you really think that 4 guys is going to be enough to convince people that y'all fought
The
back?
bosun looks you square in the eye and with a sense of almost pride and bravado. "Sir, this is not our first excursion. Blood must be paid if we're going to make this exchange.
Well, that's
But
what I'm
trust
saying.
me,
We're not killing anybody. Oh, I'm not killing nobody.
we
I don't have a
left
reason
that
to.
we left that to your discretion. Many are out here plundering just for blood. And sometimes it's better to fight back." And he kind of hand gestures towards the ship you guys took part. He goes, "But so far there's been a rather strange rumor about this vessel that it's not out for blood. That's not why you're out here. So we'd hoped, don't get me wrong, we hoped that this is why we got so upset with the captain. He wanted to fight. He said it was worth the fight. He shouted he didn't care how many men he lost. He would defend this cargo with his life.
And you're protecting him?
I'm trying to save his life. Most everybody on this crew owes him a debt one way or another, as far as he's either saved their lives or various reasons. he's not a bad man. We just feel as a group that he's made a really shitty choice this round. So
Okay, so maybe he becomes the, I don't know, one of the deckhands and somebody else takes captain. But if he's making bad decisions, that seems stupid for you all.
Well, you know what? And every ship captain needs to have a hooked hand, right? I'll take his hand off.
he only vaguely hears that. For the comment that maybe the captain needs to become a deck scrub while somebody else steps into the role seems to sink in with you see a whoa revelation in the bosun's eyes, like he's never thought of this idea, like it's inconceivable until, well, you said something. He's kind of gobsmacked at the moment. From the four captives, you hear one of them gasp and kind of shudder, breathing a little bit, whether emotion or what. He seems to be sobbing. You get the impression maybe he knows what might be coming. Like he's seen other people be sacrificed in the past, and he knows what this means.
So, what are we doing here? Who?
Limbs attached, I suppose.
What's that?
I said you can leave their limbs attached, I suppose.
All right. Well,
You hear a gasp from the bosun at the mention of removing limbs.
even the captains.
Well, the captain is up to test, so.
All right. Well, let's get on with it. I'll head over there and I guess grab the first guy.
But paint me a picture. What are you going for? Are you talking broken bones or just split lips and black eyes?
I'm gonna mix it up a bit. All right, so I'm gonna look over as I grab one of them. I'm gonna look over at the bozeman guy. So what are these guys? How did you pick these for?
Lazy, stupid, and basically the whole crew thinks he's an asshole. So lazy, stupid asshole.
All right, who do I have?
Lazy.
All right, I'm gonna just give him a couple just good, couple good beatings on the face and maybe a couple punches to the ribs and just enough to give him some good split lips, bloody, bleeding a little bit, bruises.
Third hit, he passes out. You feel him go rag in your hand. You're holding onto the scruff of his tunic, and the hit seems to have hit a magic button, and he just thunk.
All right, I'll lay him down.
Okay.
And then I'll move to the next guy. All right, who's this one?
That's lazy number 2.
Okay, and I'll give him a couple good wallops.
Okay. Again, good pounding, and eventually he passes out. As each one passes out, the guy behind him looks up at you questioningly.
Which guy?
So you knock the first one out. The guy behind him who escorted him up here looks up at you quizzically and questioning.
Just nod at him.
Got it. Okay, and then I'll move to the next guy.
Okay. The next
one's
one,
this?
lazy. No, we had lazy, stupid asshole. That's right. So we got stupid, and to look at him, he looked stupid. He looked like he looks like he's at least a couple boxes short of a crayon, if you get what I mean. He's not a few crayons short of a box. He's a few boxes short of crayon. He's not sure what's even going on. He's just standing there, even with the blindfold on. He keeps looking around like he's expecting to see something.
Oh, okay. Let's see.
Fair? Is he doing all the heavy lifting? Okay. They cut you off. You said yes. Okay.
Oh, stupid.
I'm going through the ledger list and marking things.
As far as he goes, I'm just gonna give him one good one square across the jaw, just to give him a nice bloody lip and but maybe a no. I get him
Okay.
still not enough to break him, not enough to break bones or anything.
Roll me a strength check, but we'll leave your bonus out of it since you're intentionally lightly.
Yeah. Oh Jesus.
Oh Jesus. You
The
too, huh?
19. Oh God.
So Mark rolled a 1 or a 2.
I rolled a 19.
Okay. You come around with the intent of just kind of popping him in the jaw. And you almost get the impression he hears it coming because he turns, his head turns at the last instant, lines his nose up perfectly with this beautiful right hook. And it sinks in, and you hear a sound from the cartilage in his nose that sounds a lot like you stomping on a stalk of celery. It just crunches. Wet, goopy, blood gushes out. He staggers backwards into the guy behind him who escorted him up here. And you hear him start coughing and choking.
Oh no.
I use healing word on him.
Okay. The blood stops flowing and he coughs up what you would call a lemon-sized wad of already congealing blood. Kind of goops down the front of him. And you see him swirl and stagger a little bit, and his knees slowly give way as he slumps to the deck. The guy behind him rolls him in such a way that any residual fluid should drain. He turns, after laying the guy down, he turns and looks up at you, Fenrir, like, damn.
I didn't mean to hit him that hard. Now I feel bad about that one.
Roll me a persuasion check.
Jesus Christ. That's a 6.
And I rolled a 1.
Oh, all right.
So he looks up at you and is really confounded because a second ago you were the asshole and all of a sudden you're the victim, and oh, it's been a long day. And you step up, the last but not least, asshole.
All right.
Staring you in the face. He's got a look on his face like utter. Go ahead.
I want to hand the list back to the bosun and say these are the items that I would like your men to bring up and transfer across.
You reach your hand out, and you and the bosun both have a hand on this document. Right next to you, Fenrir's grabbing the fourth guy and sizing him up. The look on his face says, fuck you, even with the blindfold and the earplugs in. You get the impression he's an asshole. Just as this happens, you hear the bosun go, oh, fuck. And over on your ship, you hear a bell start ringing. Clang, 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 clang.
What's that?
The bosun turns and glances back towards the men standing on these gangplanks. And the one here, as you turn and look, is impaled with a harpoon. The rope dangling back down overboard. A second later, you see the harpoon yanked. The man is pulled overboard and disappears below the surf with nary a splash. Just poof, and is gone.
What the hell was that?
The bosun looks back. We're being attacked. And we'll take a break right there so people can go pee and get something else to drink.
Boy.
I didn't mean to punch this stupid guy.
Hey, Joe, let me know when he's out of the room.
He's out of the room.
Okay. My wife's working on it. Just be quicker than texting, so.
You might be able to hear though.
Okay, I'll text you.
Okay. Oh, it's okay. He's texting me anyways.
Oh,
You won't get to know the secret.
I was that's I literally was like, as soon as I heard Joe, let me move down the room. I was like, oh,
So you're peeing.
I went like this.
If your
That's-
fingers were in your ears, how were you aiming?
I
Yeah.
have very good aim.
I see. You're supposed to say when it dangles in the bowl, it's hard to miss. But anyway.
I got real good aim. Nobody said I was a shower, you know.
Right.
I'm at 20. Yes. Brother.
Out there.
Being
Roses.
antisocial. I think
Oh, yeah,
I think he
okay.
likes it because it's cooler out there.
That was hot. Jeez.
Yeah, I think he likes it because it's cooler out there. It's always the warmest in here.
I have a alarm for 11:50 a.m.
So when we need to leave,
No, I just have it for a reminder that wakes at 1:45. So yeah, I don't know what time we gotta leave. I guess let's see what time
takes
it
what about
is.
it?
Quick and for
I'd say we'll leave about an hour, 20 minutes beforehand. Just to
Did you pay?
stop.
Did you grab your Coke? Thank you. Yeah.
I'll look at it later.
I can't believe my mother's already almost 2 years old.
Okay, just about there. She's heading back to her seat after reloading me on a beverage. I have facilitated a cough drop to keep my throat lubricated. And
Ow! Ooh. Yeah, I got stuck in my skin.
He's stuck in the blanket too.
that didn't come through at all, dear. But cool. As the bosun says, we're under attack, you start hearing scraping noises, scratching noises, fingernails on wood all around you. The first signs of anything abnormal other than noise and the one sailor disappearing is around the boat. You start seeing barnacle covered, for lack of better terms, zombies climbing over the railings. Their waterlogged cells dripping from crawling out of the water. You have barnacles, one of them's got a starfish kind of crawling up the side of it, even though it's out of the water at this point.
So are we talking kind of like Pirates of the Caribbean, Davy Jones' locker
There you
type?
go.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Yep. These things are represented by yellow squares. The
Correct.
target ship, most of the crew is still below decks. And your guys' ship, the combat version of the crew is still up on deck for the most part.
And that's all they've got as far as combat crew.
Well, sure, they're pirates.
We playing
right.
this out right now?
Yeah, it won't take long.
I'm gonna pull my crossbow and shoot the one that I see at the rear of the ship behind the bosun.
Okay, throw me 20.
And where is my character at?
You are right here.
Okay. And I'll go ahead and head over to the one on the side.
I think Andrea is shooting this way, so you.
I'll head the one that would be on, I guess, the south side of the ship. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll head to him on my turn.
That's a dirty 20 to hit.
Cool. It falls back overboard. Fenrir. Throw me 20.
Okay.
They're
Oh,
zombies. There's no tactics here.
let's see. That would be uh 9.
9 misses.
Oh,
As you step up, your foot slips on the deck a little bit, and your axe just glides past it.
damn it. All right.
Iris, you've got one coming up on deck, pretty much right in front of you.
I punch him in the face.
Okay, roll me a 20.
Uh, 16.
You reach out and you just jab him, and as you do, his head literally pops off his body and splashes into the ocean, and then you see his hands loose, and he peels away from the railing and disappears overboard.
Nice.
A couple sailors run over here and manage to repel this one, and that's the end of round 1. Anybody else doing anything special like moving?
You said most of them are on the other ship with them.
Most of them seem to be coming up on this ship, and there's the least amount of combatants over here also.
I'm gonna. Oh, I guess what's my movement?
30.
Yeah, I know. I meant like if I were to go across the board, what?
You can make it most anywhere on this boat, because you do 15 across, and then you have 15 either way.
Okay, I'll just make it to where I can get to the other side, and then I'll kind of yell out, "Hey guys, there's zombies!"
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and say you made it all the way across the gangplank, because out in the middle is excessively dangerous, and you'd know that.
Can I change my? I forgot that we leveled up, and I'm level 2 now. Can I change my attack to a reckless attack to give me advantage?
Sure, why not? Does that mean you're raging at this point?
No, you don't. You don't have to be enraged to reckless attack.
Okay.
It just gives any attacker against you advantage on the next turn.
All right, it's a two-way street.
50. So that would be 14 to hit.
That'll get her done.
All right, cool.
You split the thing in half, quick recovery, and manage to tear it down.
Sweet.
And then it comes to their turn, and we get 15 movement, and then we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Ooh. Lots of zombies.
7. And then 3 more pop up here. A couple pop up over here. Okay. Yeah. Let's go back to, that'll be Vare's open. More come over the railings, piling on. They seem to be pretty fragile, but there also seems to be lots of them. So what do you want to do?
I'm gonna turn around and shoot one of them again.
Cool.
Shoot the one that's, I guess it looks like it's in the middle of the, no. Up. No. Down. Left. Yeah.
Okay. 9 o'clock works for me. 20.
9 o'clock? Okay.
Yeah, like on
12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock.
Okay. 24 to hit.
Yeah, okay. It falls down. Anything else?
No. Just get ready to hit another one.
Okay.
And I'll just go ahead and attack the one that's right next to me.
You're still enraged, yes? Or
I
reckless?
just have reckless. I just
Yeah.
did reckless attack the last
Yep,
one, so I'm not.
That's what I was aiming for.
Yeah.
Are you continuing to reckless?
No, I'm not reckless attacking this one. That one is 19 to hit.
Cool, it dies. Anything else?
Nope, that's it.
Iris.
Is there anything nearby that I could use as a weapon?
You've got all your magic at your disposal, and I guess you could throw in random objects at things. And I would imagine you've got some sort of like knife on you, but usually use it for cutting up apples.
Yeah.
So
Don't want to get that.
if we don't have spells picked out, if you just want to be like, I'm going to attack that one with magic, I have no problem with that. Just throw me a 20. We'll see how we do.
Okay.
It's all the yellow ones.
Yeah, I know. I see them. Okay.
Six on the boat, so that's easy enough.
I will go for the top of the boat in the middle. Yep. I'm gonna do that one.
Yep. Ironically, I rolled a d6 and went 1, 2, 3, and I rolled a 2, so we're all on the same page.
Sweet. I'll do spell cast magic.
Cool. Just roll me a 20. We'll see if you manage to hit in your frantic panic mode of, oh my god, they're gonna eat us.
That's
should be intelligence, right? Are they intelligence or wisdom for
intelligence?
Intelligence. There you go. So whatever your bonus on that one, which would be
I suspect it's a +1.
+1, yeah.
Yeah.
So a 3.
So you rolled a 3. Your hand goes out and you end up closing your eyes and just being like, ah, and throwing your magic out there. And just it whizzes right past them. Right next to you, Ver visibly sees you shaking, and your hand's just like, and just whiff it. You're trying really hard, but eyes shut and everything. It's nothing. Anything else you want to do in your panicked mode? No is completely acceptable.
I know.
Cool.
Yeah, no, I think I'm good.
Okay. At this point, over on this ship, Tess steps out, going, "What's all the commotion?" Kind of flinches a little bit and hits the mariner zombie right next to him, and just caves it in and knocks it overboard, just almost at a reflex, just pop. And then looks around and realizes what's starting to happen. And with that being the end of everybody's turn, we're going to do this and this and this and this and this and this, and then they're going to attack. I'm just going to say there's 2 of them. They win on that one. And they turn this way. But these guys are moving in and starting combat. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's not helping. 4, 5, and 6. Well, it could have been a whole lot worse, except for the first one. Ran right up behind this guy, got him with a critical hit. Blade stabbed him, rusty blade stabbed him right through the back and killed him almost instantly. And one of the sailors off Tessa's ship.
Holy shit.
Just keep endlessly coming.
Kind of starting to feel that way.
It's not as easy when you only get one attack.
These 2 guys disappear to other harpoons off the gang out of the water, so the gangways are now clear. There, your turn.
Gee.
Just as a gentle reminder, these are wooden boats. Do with that information as you please.
Back across the gangplank
Okay.
and pull out my rapier and attack that one next to me.
Bring it on.
Uh, 10.
That'll hit.
Damn.
Sweet.
Give me 8 points of damage.
Oh, yeah, it absolutely dies. These things. I'm running minion.
Sure.
If you manage to hit them. Anything else?
I have more movement. I'll move up towards the one that's over the grate.
Okay. So yeah, you can belly right up to him. The other one, I see you come across the gangway and your hand just kind of reaches out and gently flicks its head from its shoulders. As you do, it's smooth, it's graceless. The whole thing just topples over backwards right into the sea. And then you run up to the next one, all menacing, like you've got its attention.
Okay.
Fenrir, you're
All right, I'm gonna
surrounded.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and smack the one that's in front of me.
Bring it on.
Oh yeah, that's a 23.
And are you still
No, that's just normal attack.
just normal swing? Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you hit it and you chop the thing in half. And again, it's whether their waterlogged bodies just don't really have much resistance left. Your blades are sliding through like butter. The kills are stupid easy, but there's a lot of them. Anything else you want to try to move? If you do, you'd take one attack of opportunity, but no.
I'm just gonna. No, I'll just stay right where I'm at. I'm
Okay.
good.
Iris, they're starting to swarm up. They're starting to. There's a lot of them, but it's not crazy yet. You still got them outnumbered. And take another pot shot and see if you can kill one.
Yeah, the one was that me right there. Yeah, right there. That
Yep.
one next to me, I'll go for.
That's a green one.
Was it green? Oh,
That
sorry.
one's-
This is the bosun, and he's hiding behind a barrel. There's one just up above him. There's a couple
Okay.
over here attacking things, and then the bow is just covered.
I'll use my oh gosh, what's it called, the knife thing that I have, and I'm gonna fling it at its face.
Cool. Roll me a 20. Dexterity modifier.
Oh. Plus.
7.
A 7. You see the blade whiz past it and just sail over its shoulder and clatter to the deck up behind it up here somewhere. You're standing there looking at your hand like, I've made that shot in practice 100 times. How could I miss? But as you look at your own hand, you see it shaking and it starts to make a little sense. But you're also starting to sweat a little bit. This is,
I'm gonna start like panicking.
feels cool. Sounds like a good time to panic. Tess looks around, steps over, and his claws just reach out and shred the zombie that he sees in front of him. He yells at his crew, who start fighting back. This one, being outnumbered, automatically loses. This guy will come around and flank here. 2 there will take him out. This guy's going to move a little, and they're going to spread. Yeah. Then we're going to move up and move up and move up.
None of the other ship's guys are doing anything.
They are over here. The ones down below, you're just starting to hear footsteps coming up. These guys are on defense, so they managed to take him out. And I'm going to go ahead and roll on them. Doing a fair fight here. You see Asshole go hide with the bosun behind the barrel. because he's all tied up. He feels his way over there. But as that happens, these ones come down from above, start coming down, working their way forward. So there's a push-pull going on between the pirates and the zombies boarding.
Shit.
You came through with one word there.
Rear and Iris, come back.
Okay.
Would we hear her that far away?
If she yelled it, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm gonna run.
So more and more climb over the railings. It's getting cramped on deck. Your ship's looking a whole lot better because the sailors over there are doing a decent job. The one you're on, you start seeing the sailors from down below, closing hatches and barring them from the inside, essentially locking the zombies and all of you guys out on deck.
Actually, I'm not gonna run just yet. I'm gonna be like in shock where I froze on the ship.
Okay. The third phase, you got fight, you got flight, or you have fawn. That's where you duck down and pretend they don't see you. Don't see me. Cool. So you duck down, crouch down, get low. There. You've got one right in front of you, and you hear more of them climbing over the railing every second.
Yep, I just told.
Okay, I want to attack the one in front of me and then pull out my leer.
Okay, I can
So
work with that. So take a quick shot on this guy.
If you like, roll.
13.
That'll do. So that facilitates the next move of you pull out your instrument, and the lyre is a stringed instrument, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're kind of juggling a little bit because you got sword in one hand and instrument in the other. So
Yeah, okay, so my thought when I said pull out my leer is that I put my rapier away.
gotcha. Quick sheathing and your instrument pops out. Got it?
Yeah.
Any movement?
No.
Fenrir,
um,
you're surrounded.
I'm
He
gonna go
executes
ahead.
a whirlwind attack.
I know, right? I wish that was a thing.
Right?
Uh, I mean, that's what I would do in this situation.
Right?
I'm gonna go ahead.
Cheesy, but it works.
I mean, it's effective. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and disengage and use my my movement to start heading back towards the gangplank.
You could make it 90% across. You'd be like 5 feet short of the other boat if you want to go that far. But it will also leave you exposed on the gangplank.
No, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and head over. Let me see. Iris. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and oh shit. No, I guess I would. Yeah, I would see Iris on the way,
Absolutely.
right? Okay.
Well, and there's other gangplanks. There's one here, the one you used, and one back here. So there's 4 of them total.
Yeah,
3 of them are completely empty.
Yeah, the only one that makes sense is the one over there by Iris, since it's kind of got an open path. So I'm gonna head that way, and as I see Iris crouched down right there, and realizing that I'm not gonna make it all the way across, I'm gonna go ahead and stop next to her and kind of
post up.
Yeah, kind of I guess stand there like just as a bodyguard almost for the time being.
Okay. Iris, You're still panicking a little bit, but it doesn't seem. If you could get across to the other ship, that seems a whole lot more defensible. But there's other people on this ship. Do you care? Are the other people on the ship we're trying to save?
So
Are you,
pretty much like at panic, like what you said, crouching, going like this, and like
Totally.
overthinking. And I didn't even realize that he ran beside me. And then all
Okay.
of a sudden, my hands go like this, and I use Scorching Ray.
as this happens, Fenrir, there, I need you both to make Constitution saving throws at disadvantage.
2 5s in a row. So you said
Nice.
Constitution, that would be a 9. Oh no, I have 11 for me.
I would like to.
Oh, actually,
Wait, +6?
Can I offset the disadvantage by using my inspiration die?
Sure.
Roll,
Okay, so
not just
Constitution,
Yep.
16.
And Fenrir, what was yours?
I got a 13.
All right. You see Iris's hands flick out and a bright light starts emanating them in just massive blink of an eye speed. It encompasses both boats. This flash of white, bluish white light. Just, okay, let me take that back. Iris, what color is this light?
I figured it was like a orange, yellow.
Okay. This radiant, almost like a small sun, erupts,
Like
encompassing both boats. You're blinded temporarily as you see spots in front of your eyes and you're blinking it back. And it seems like an eternity before your vision returns, but it's only been a few seconds. And you look around and there's absolutely no zombies left anywhere to be seen.
There's also no more guards.
They're all gone. The ship's crew is either unconscious or blinking away spots in front of their eyes. The asshole stands up from behind the bosun, still blindfolded. Goes, are we going to live? Not really expecting a response. It sounds very rhetorical.
We reply, no.
Earplugs in his ears. He doesn't hear you, unfortunately.
Okay. I'm gonna go back across the gangplank.
Okay. You guys rendezvous up on the other ship. You find Iris still kneeling on the deck, her hands still held up, her eyes closed, tears slowly trickling down her cheeks.
Just kind of pet her hair.
Okay.
I then look up and be like, oh, we're good. Everything's fine. We're good. Why are we freaking out?
She slowly rises to her feet.
Approach the keep wanting to call him the bison.
The bosun. The buffalo. Love it.
So
He steps out from behind the barrel finally. Blindfolded guy still standing there going, hello? It's the asshole though, so I don't know how big of a hurry we are in to help him. But the bosun steps out and he's still kind of blinking spots out of his eyes. What the? Oh, what? Holy crap.
I hand him the ledgers again.
He manages to focus long enough to take them from you. He tries looking at him, but you can tell he's still trying to blink spots out of his eyes.
well, I'm gonna go ahead and finish my job now, and I'm gonna walk over to the asshole guy, and I'm gonna, since he's, especially now that he's over by the railing, I'm gonna take his arm and I'm gonna just and break his arm in half, just snap his arm in half.
I'm gonna. You need an inspiration dice for that. That was beautiful. I'm gonna finish the job. It cracks, just almost in, you know, those moments in time when everything else goes silent and it makes it seem like you're extra loud. You have this moment as his elbow, you imagine, shatters. The other one gets rather wrecked because he's tied and you like hammered him, but pretty sure you only blew one of them up. And his scream, oh my god, the scream is just, the bosun jumps and a little toot escapes as he frighteningly looks over at you, holding the document still. He looks back at Bear.
Pick his elbow and walk him towards where all the cargo would be held.
And
Okay.
and before that, I'm gonna pull his earplug out and I'm gonna go, that's what you get for being an asshole.
He's cradling his own arm while tied at this point, just
And at that, I'll walk back over to our ship.
Okay. Over the next couple hours, the crew of both ships manages to move the allotted 50% over to theirs. Everybody's surprisingly high spirits, with one exception. Well, okay, I take that back, with two exceptions. First of all, Iris, she's still not looking so hip. She's looking very, she's wrapped herself back up in her cloak. She's kind of hiding over in a corner, very much absenting herself from this process. And the other ship's captain goes by the name of Grudge, or at least that's what everybody calls him. Captain Grudge is slowly escorted out of Tessa's cabin and back across the gangplank. It takes two people to help him, for he's pretty messed up. He's still blindfolded. He's still earplugged. But you can tell Tess had a. Are we huffing?
No, the cat's shit. It smells horrible.
I see. So,
Funny.
but it takes a couple hours, and slowly things come back to some semblance of normal. Quiet seems to descend. And Tess comes over to Iris and just looks at you. Raises an eyebrow. Are you going to wrap this up, or should I take over?
I don't think I'm meant to do this.
I got this then. We'll talk when we get back. And he turns and addresses the crew in a manner of a power captain, something you have never seen from Tess this whole journey. A realm of authority that comes with a tone of voice and a posture. Iris, it leaves an impression. It really, you've never seen Tess get business like this before. You've seen a lot of sides of her. She's kooky, she's light, she's fun. This is authoritative. This is in charge. No ifs, ands, or buts. And people listen immediately. Both crews listen. Everything gets cleaned up. Slack gets put on the lines holding the grappling. The gangplanks are pulled back in, and conveniently, the other ship helps detangle the grappling hooks from the rails and looses them so you can recover them. So cordial after everything. You pull away from their ship. They paid a little blood, and you got half their cargo. Everybody gets to live. Well, almost everybody. There's There were 2 casualties over on your ship and a half a dozen of them on the other from these zombies. Or despite barricading themselves in, a few of them managed to get through and slay a few people below decks. But for the most part, everybody feels like they came out of this in a win. It's not too long before you guys sail back into port, pull up to the docks. Is there anything conversation-wise that needs to or wants to happen in that couple hours? Do you guys want to go talk to Iris? Iris, do you want to say anything to the crew?
I'm kind of gonna go up to him and explain that this is my first time doing anything like this. I don't even know what just happened. It just came over me, and I just don't feel like I'm ready. I'm sorry, guys.
You don't got to apologize to us. It's
You guys could have been on there and got hurt.
that's what we took the job.
I guess I'm embarrassed of the situation, and I just think I need time to think of what happened.
That's an incredible power you have.
It's scary.
Glad you were on my side this time.
That's what they usually say about me.
Yeah, that was did I do that?
The boat eases into harbor, ties up at its proprietary pier, not too far away from your establishment. You still got a few hours before dark.
As we're getting close to the pier, I want to kind of sidle up next to Tess. So, I hope my negotiation skills were up to par.
He looks over at you and goes, well, we came away with more than we started with, and well, I feel a little bit better about life. Me and Grudge worked some things out, and maybe next time will be a little less fussy.
Be a good negotiation settlement between 2 ships.
50 is a healthy pull. I usually hit 30 just because it makes the negotiations go really quick. They hear 30 and it doesn't cost anybody anything other than a fat lip or two. It
70-30, but he threw up at that.
Yeah, I don't see anybody getting away with giving up 70% of their cargo and still having a job tomorrow. He's still
Oh, okay. So when you say 30, it's you're taking 30, not they get to keep 30.
bingo.
Okay. Explains why he threw up.
Throwing up makes sense.
Yeah.
Dumbass.
Okay, well maybe I'll do better next time then.
Rough.
You bring you a turd?
No, his boy, but he's so freaking rough.
I see. As this happens, you see Tess glance past you guys. You notice her look over at Iris. And she kind of gives a nod and a wink. And as Iris passes across the deck and passes behind the mainmast, you would expect her to pop out the other side hanging for the gangplank, but she just seems to vanish. Like, maybe she's invisible. Maybe you don't know, but poof, she's gone. You don't actually see it. She just, as soon as your line of sight just breaks for that brief instant where she should have popped out the other side, nothing.
Kind of like in the movies when the bus goes by and all of a sudden they're gone.
Yeah,
Those,
poof,
yeah.
all gone. Or the subway, yeah.
Yeah.
Poof. Well, Tess says, I guess I better get to emptying the cargo out. Rough problem to have, but as I understand it, you two have jobs to get to, and I now need to decide whether I think you're worthy for the next phase of this little soiree. Just
We- Get a portion of the profit for what we negotiated for today.
your interview was on you. The
Okay,
next
that's fair.
the next trip, you can lay dibs. Just to give you a half an idea what that's going to look like. There's an island 3 days out. It's got some ruins on it, and it's kind of infested a little bit with let's say, vermin. But if we can work our way in there, it's been reported to hold something worth the work. Enough for everybody on the ship and then some. If the idea of just sheer cash isn't necessarily your draw and you're looking for something a little more exotic, there's been healthy reports of that too. Apparently this was a stronghold of a mage school that was very wealthy, but also made some very, very bad choices. It no longer exists. They managed to exterminate themselves, but their vaults are still intact. I've been
Sounds good to me.
I've been toying with the idea for a long time, going after it, and I would love for Iris to be able to join you on this next excursion, but we'll just have to see how she's doing. She seemed a little rattled, so yeah, we'll see how it goes.
She's always able to come visit me at the inn if she wants.
Sounds good. Well, you guys should beat it. I know Minnie's not a real fan of people coming in and working in her place smelling like salt water, so go get yourselves cleaned up and prepped for your job. I'm thinking we're out of here in the next 2 days to head for that island. If you're still in, let me know by tomorrow, and I'll make sure we've got everything we need.
It's good to me.
She reaches over and gently caresses Fenrir's face in one of her palms. She goes, "Don't let me down, sugar," and turns and walks away.
Why are you blushing?
Yeah. And
Every man likes a little attention, even if it's from another dude. It's okay.
and at that, I'll awkwardly walk off the ship.
You guys head over to Minnie's place and get yourself settled in, and imagine a little prestidigitation, and you guys are all cleaned up and ready for the show. And the first couple times Bear prestidigitated to you, it was a little awkward. It was a little kind of in your personal space. And anymore, it's just starting to, you're just like, hit me. Yeah.
It's like the kid standing at the back door waiting, just hit me with the hose. Come on, I need to go inside.
Especially on those times when the kid got out in the cow pasture and accidentally fell in the muck. So he's like 3/4 poo covered. And you've got the garden hose and he's doing the flash dance while you're hosing him down.
Yeah.
Yep. Got it. Well, thank you all. That was an absolute riot.
That was good. That was fun.
Nice nuke. That was amazing. She cleared the decks and managed to knock pretty much everybody on the boats out, or temporarily blind them at least.
Yeah, that was good.
That was a
Yeah.
Tell the stupid guy I'm sorry for punching him so hard.
Well, he was stupid to look that way.
The crazy thing is, I bet you in Stupid's head, he's like, boom, my face hurts. Hey, I feel okay. About that fast. because
Yeah.
you hit him for 2 points of damage, and then she healed him for probably 3 points of damage. So in theory, it was a brief moment, like when you set a bone, and all of a sudden after that, go so much better. Or yeah,
cool,
you pop
yeah.
it back in type thing. It's like, oh, okay. I mean, that sucked for a second, but hey,
That's good. Yeah, that was
that
fun.
hangnail's gone too. Nice.
And I'm not constipated anymore.
That's fucked up. I love it. So
Yeah, that was good.
good interview. And as far as just a couple hour punch and run, that was a riot.
It was fun. Yeah,
So-
I had a good
I
time.
still think we got plenty of stuff figured out in those couple hours.
Yeah, well, Tess sure profited.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And you get the feeling that that's kind of the only kind of job she does, because, well, she's not hurting for money.
Yeah, apparently.
You don't get that outlandish and have that kind of costuming and have that kind of ship and have the kind of power you have in this town without having the bankroll to back it. Because eventually somebody's going to get froggy. They always do. And you got to be able to back it up.
Yep.
But
Oh,
after what you guys saw, as you guys were coming back in, and Tess's authority mode when it kicked in, which is so different than her drag persona as Tess, you've seen drill sergeants be softer. Not evil, not rude, just authority, and nobody questioned it. It was interesting.
Feel bad for the
All right,
cat.
guys. I gotta go to bed.
Yeah.
All right.
She had a long everything, so she's gonna go night-night.
I believe it. Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah, we had a long day today too.
So
3-year review is tomorrow for work.
3 reviews.
3-year review.
Oh, dang. That's awesome.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Oh, you're getting a raise. Come on.
Not. Mark thinks so too, though.
I think you will. If they don't, they're idiots.
and that's my viewpoint, is that they're a cool enough company that they intentionally say we don't add a raise to your review specifically because we don't want it to be based on your review. We just like to give performance bonuses but so far they've been pretty cool about it. So we'll see what happens. See if
Yeah,
something
good
comes
luck.
down in the next month or so.
Keep us updated.
No.
You guys.
All right. See you later. Love you guys.
Hang loose.
Bye.